welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the rebroadcast of Bernese Alps, the Swiss legend at Bernese, race number 5 of KMR Series 5. I'm your host, Cookie Monster of Cookie Monster Racing, and our in-race reporter for this race was All Guns in the 9. So we are going to broadcast starting with our in-race reporter, and we'll get as much of this race in as we possibly can. So we hope that you enjoy it. And here we go. Green flags out for Bernese. And as you can tell already, they are mixing it up. Cars everywhere. All around. It's All Guns fighting to try to stay relevant here. Let's take you on board his ride. So we got a car around. I think that was a 34. All Guns into the tire barrier hard. That hurt. And contact made by the 47. Let's see how that affected his ride. That's driveline damage. You can tell they're clearly damaged there to the race car. That's going to affect how he rides, how he drives. Driver that's been hot so far this season is Nightfall, and he continues that hot streak here. As you see him in the number 14 Stewart Haas Mobile 1 Ford. You get a glimpse of him because he has just put on an absolute clinic on this season, and how he has done so far. He has done magnificent. Poles and wins left and right, and he continues his hot streak. Got a couple cars behind him as well, riding aboard Nightfall. One of the questions here, whenever you have someone to enter in, we've seen a lot of drivers who have been really good at ovals and absolutely stink at road courses. We've seen drivers who have been absolutely dominant at road courses and not all that great at ovals. Waiting on that driver who is great at both. Well, I think we found it. Nightfall has proven to have a lot of speed here in practices. He has had a lot of speed here at this racetrack and continues to show the kind of speed that he has. And continues to do that. So let's take you down the grid with Nightfall there. And let's take you to our next car in line, which is the 27 of Cookie, who one thing he wanted to try to do was improve his road course racing. Well, being second place at Bernese is obviously evidence that he has worked hard and is working hard to continue to do that. Cookie is working hard to try to win his 8th championship overall. Did not get off to a good start this season with a DNF at Daytona after a lag out in stage 1, a DNF in stage 2. Cookie not looking good, and is trying to climb out of the depths of the bottom of the point standings in order to be able to continue to fight and put himself in the right position to win a title. He's right now working hard to keep in taps with Nightfall here at Bernese. Looking good so far. There is a driver though getting close to the tail end of that 27 machine, and that is the 25 of Ghost Train, who signed a 1-season deal with Hendrick Motorsports after being with KMR, Cookie Monster Racing, last season. Now he is in the 20th, able to keep his sponsor, SpaceX, on the race car for this season. And the thing holding Ghost Train back this season is definitely just going to be the fact that he only has the FM6 package, as the league decided last season to move back to N15. He only has this package that he has right now, so it's going to be curious to see what he is going to be able to do with just that package here in tow, and we'll have to see as he tries to work himself back up. Every position right now counts for Ghost. Every position, every point counts in his endeavor to stay in the top 16 and have an opportunity to fight for a title, or at least lock himself into the main series. Next in line is Fractured Chain. He's been the enigma of the season after winning the Daytona 500, unable to race the N15 parts because of electronic issues. Team working hard to fix that. In the meantime, he also makes a change in the midst of all that's going on as he wins the 500 and the 22. And there you see him driving the 4 car. Yes, the 4 car for Stuart Haas, as he's in a battle right now with the 10 machine of Swift, and also the 24s. He has dropped a couple positions now, but in that Logitech number 4 machine for Stuart Haas, and he is putting on a show right now. We know Fractured Chain is very good at road courses, but the only question is, can he get himself to victory lane? That'll be the question here. Let's see, as every point for him matters as well. And if we were to go back up, Speed B. Now Speed B is also another driver up and coming and looking pretty good. Not looking bad at all. The Speed B is going to look to continue running well, though, because everything counts for him, and wants to be a contender. Thought he could be a contender last season. Definitely wants to maintain being a contender this season and having a fight to win a championship. And there you see the battle for 4th place position right now, as Fractured Chain's hunting Speed B down. And there he goes, diving to the inside. And there is a side-by-side battle. Fractured on the inside. Speed B is going to have to get a good run on this outside. He does. And it seems like that Chevy has just a little bit more power than that 4 car right now. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle as things go on, as they come into the pinch turn right here, headed down the hill and preparing to go back up the mountain. Hard on the brakes here. 4 dives it in low. They're side by side again. Here comes Fractured on the inside. Of course, they make contact coming into the right-hander. Speed B just seems to have just enough power to stay in front of him. And and the 10 car of Swift sitting back there just watching this battle go down, as Fractured bumps his way through and is going to take that position. That was the battle for 4th. So now Speed B is in 5th, and now Swift can make his move. Swift Bunny in the 10 car is in 6th place. And that was something else, mid-season transition. Swift in the 10, he started the season in the 31 for RCR, but history with him at Nightfall. He raced with his friend and with his comrade in arms, and so he decides to switch to the 10 car and is trying to make the best out of that. As you see code 3 on the car today for Bernese Alps. And Swift is working hard. Not your best road course racer overall, just in my opinion, but someone you can't sleep on. He's definitely someone that'll get you a top 3 to top 5 at a road course. So we'll see what he has here at Bernese, or whether he's able to make moves. As you see, they're getting ready to pass a lap down car. That's a 47 car, who we'll get to in a little while. Let's go to 7th. hot seat opportunities allow for drivers like this guy. This is Dalen Ullman, who is driving the 6 car for Roush Racing. The 6 car which was available. This is a rookie making his rookie debut this season, and is earning points for not only himself but his team. And as you can tell, obviously a little bit of damage there. Tires are worn. You can see the windshield damage, so obviously some contact there by some drivers, but he is driving and making a move for himself. Now, very little is known about this rookie. Obviously, he's not a Nightfall, as he dives down pit road here and is going to yield those positions to go ahead and get tire changes. You never know what can happen when it comes to cautions, but was running pretty well in this race, and so we'll look forward to seeing more from him as time goes on, as he completes his pit stop. So now let's move up to our 7th place now, and that's Speedy. Obviously damage to his car as well. So we look there, 68% transmission damage, so really shredding those gears, which can hamper your speed in going through the gears as he comes down the hill. Speedy, no question as to whether he struggles at road courses. He's doing the best that he can to stay with it, but this is our defending champion. Did not get off to a good start at the Daytona 500, but is looking to straighten things out with a good finish here at Bernese. RCR happy to have him back on board after a long absence. He's happy to be on board after a long absence, and looking to continue as he tries to back up that championship run. As he comes through the ovals and the big sweeping corner and down the hill to the start finish line. So next in line, Hair Bear in that 43 car. He stays in the 43, renews his contract for 2 years, and happy to have on board All Guns, who is the in-race reporter for this race, and as he has stoked on the car for this race. Hair Bear, a lot of up and downs. He's gonna have to continue to improve in many areas for him to be a contender for a championship, but each season it just seems he continues to get better and better. He'll be battling that 33 for a position, but it seems that he gets better and better as time goes on, and so we look forward to seeing what he has this season. It's still early in the season, only race 5, so we'll look to see if he can turn things around this season, get himself firmly into the chase, and then from there have an opportunity to win a championship. You see contact though, he brushed up with the wall, no damage, and he'll continue to fight really, really hard to in his racing. And all of a sudden, guys, if you look, Ghost Train was up front earlier, and look where he is right now. He's got a long way to go to get back up to the front, but here he goes working on Hair Bear. It's his battle for position. Hair Bear's going to give it to him, and now he's coming up. He's got to fight Ghost Train, or rather Speedy. Don't quite know what happened to that car. He has 100% transmission damage, if that's any indication. Maybe some failure there and has hurt him, but we'll see how he overcomes that. There he is, going to work on Speedy. Gotta be so careful. And then they're coming up on lap traffic too, so that's really gonna influence the run he has. Lap traffic goes up high, that's good. Ghost's gonna kind of go low. Again, this is for position. That's the battle for 6th. Was a battle. Speedy's gonna give it to him. Ghost Train up to 6th place. Ender James in 10th. Ender James in the 34 car continues his run in the 34. A lot of questions around his move to front row racing, but he is making the best of it. Obviously, not the best road course racer, clearly, but is not someone you can sleep on either. He is going to do his best to do everything he can to get his car up front in that 34. And right now, a caution could change everything. So he's working hard to make sure he can maintain his position, be in a spot where he can make some changes. He lets a car go by, and that looks like paintbrush. He got a lot of damage to that race car too, but in this situation right now, you pit, you never know whether there could be a caution. If there isn't, then you're stuck a lap down. If there is, you can always pit and fix that damage and go green. So we'll see what he's able to do. Last season, able to lock himself into the series as he makes hard contact with the wall there. Able to lock himself into the series, and now gonna have to work hard as he is about midway in the pack. Talk about a driver that just passed him, the brush. Lone Paintbrush in the Paintbrush Paints Daytona 500, he finished second. Since then has done a decent job, all things considered, in running. He's done a decent job. He finished seventh in Michigan, our first oval. He finished seventh at Kansas after a damage to his car. He finished seventh at Auto Club, so looking to stay out of the seven. He got 777s. If it was a slot machine, he'd be rich, but we're talking about racing here. He wants to get back into the top 3, into the top 5, and get an opportunity to be successful in the points, stay up front in the points, especially with Nightfall winning these races. All Guns continuing to struggle there. Talk about another driver here, C Nation, in that 47 car. He's already a lap down and pretty much getting out of everybody's way, but taking care of that 47 rod, or at least trying to make something with it. This is his debut, and C Nation has been a part of this league in seasons past, making a return this season, and is looking pretty decent, just staying out of everybody's way, trying to finish the race and get back to ovals here in that 47 rod. Has Bush on the car and Amp Energy for this season. A pretty decent looking 47. And then, of course, Beloved, and no question, Beloved's ability at road course is not the best. Beloved trying to get through this race in that number 13 Germain Racing Geico Chevrolet, but is appreciating his opportunity to be near RCR. Has learned a lot this season, or last season, and is trying to apply it this season. If you look at his stats from Michigan forward, 9th place at Michigan, didn't finish Kansas, involved in a big wreck there, but finished 6th at Auto Club. Here we are at Bernese, where he is looking to try and get a good finish before heading to Daytona, the super speedway at N15. So we'll see what he's able to do there. This is the first time ever that the KMR series has visited this road course. Let's go on board, back on board Swift, who's running 4th place so far. As you see, Cookie way off the pace there. I wonder what happened there. Cookie way off the pace, and Swift advances his position now to 3rd. Let's get on board the Monster, because that was interesting there. And you hear Cookie grinding those gears, 100% transmission and steering and drive line. So obvious damage to that 26 and that's sad because he was running so very well in on this race. To have that happen, that is so unfortunate. One of the things when you talk about Cookie is he has Twitch on the car for this race. One of the things that he said was that he wants to stay out of the garage this season. Already visited it once for the Daytona race, but he wants to stay out of the garage, which was an issue for the 2017 last season, because last season they were in the garage quite a bit. All led the league at one point in DNFs. He wants to stay out of the garage area to give him the maximum opportunity to at least earn the most points, but at the very least have an opportunity to win the race. So he's going to work hard to do that. Very upset the way his season ended last season. He felt he really had an opportunity to win a title. He let it slip away. Cookie said it will not happen again. The only problem is Nightfall has come in and proven that he is a worthy adversary to anyone looking to try to win a championship this season. So we're gonna stay tuned to see whether he has what it takes this season to win a title. Speaking of Nightfall, let's see where he is on the racetrack. Here's our leaders. And there you see a brush up with him and a 13. 13 being kind of hard to pass there. And but no damage to that car in any way, shape, or form. Look at it, not even tires or anything is worn right now by Nightfall. He's really, because of the lead, taking care of this race car. He's really taking care of it. And that's going to prove beneficial in the long run. Let's see second place, and look how far second place is away from Nightfall. I mean, just a distance. As Cookie, or rather Fractured, sits here in second. He has a little bit of engine damage. He has absolutely shredded the transmission, and if you look at the tires, they are worn. But he is working hard to try to keep his position there in second. Swift in third. And as you can tell, no damage to that car at all. tires look really, really good. And you know, this might be someone who can catch the fractured chain. Let's find out as we continue on. He's a straightaway away from fractured chain. Someone who really faded into history was Ghost, and I hadn't seen Ghost Train much this race. This race has stayed green literally the whole way through so far, which is excellent. Brought to you by Swiss Legend and KMR. Swift getting through those corners a lot better, and that's all we can show, folks, because as you can tell, we ran out of footage. But I can give you the results here of this race. As we come along, I'll give you the results of this race here at Bernese. Nightfall was going to win. Nightfall won the race. Ghost Train was able to get all the way back from where he was, all the way up to second. Third place was Fractured Chain. Fourth place was the 10 car we were riding along with, Swift. And fifth place was the 24 of Speed B, who had an incredible race to get back up there. Cookie outside of the top 5. He finished 6th. The only leader in this race was the 14, and this race stayed green the entire way. I want to thank the guys on Twitch, and we hope that you enjoyed KMR Series 5 Swiss Legend at Bernese. This was race number 5.